Hello, Roger.
Hello, I'm Kid. Long time no see.
Yeah, after our CISSN class, it's like been ages that we are on a video together again.
Yeah, I think that's almost
uh,
almost a year,
Almost a year will be there in, I
or
think, Feb
maybe
or
2 years.
no, no. Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
But we are always connected through messages.
yeah.
So, hello everybody. I am Ankit and I came Muscle Mafia, your friend, and he's my friend Roger. He's from Malaysia. He's my fellow ISSN fellow member student. We were in the same class, and he's from Malaysia. Right now, he's in Malaysia, and
Mhm.
he's a professional skydiver. So let's
Oh,
talk about how things work out for fitness professionals there, and how is his life
yeah,
like being a skydiver, how fitness helps him do
yeah.
crazy things.
Okay.
So Roger,
Uh,
just you can tell us more about yourself, what you do, and like why you did this course, why fitness is important to you in your personal life as a being a
yeah,
skydiver, and like something about fitness.
yeah. Sure thing, sure thing. Thanks for having me on here, I'm Kid. So in terms of me, my name is Roger, and I'm actually originally from Australia, but I'm based in Malaysia at the moment. I think I started my fitness journey probably quite young. I started training when I was like 16, around there, or maybe younger, but never really took it seriously until maybe in my early to mid 20s. That
Okay.
was when I started taking it slightly more seriously in terms of eating properly, eating to macro, and obviously training more regularly. I think before then it was just like whenever my friends would go, I'll go train with them. Whenever I feel like it, I'll train. It was never really like, okay, I want to go, right? So it was mainly because of after a while, I thought like, oh, this is feeling good, and that's why I started
Mhm.
training a little bit more regularly.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a yeah,
Been a long
so
journey.
that's yes. It's been a very, very, very long journey. Yeah.
I too started training at the age of 16. I used to be a volleyball player, so my
Mm.
coach asked me to join the gym and do a few exercises. So that's cool.
Uh, Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, in
So,
talking about in Australia, we know Australia is a very popular country for sports, and people are very much fitness enthusiasts. So, what about Malaysia?
mm,
Malaysia is like an Asian country; it's our neighbor also. It's a very good country.
mm.
How do people take fitness over there in Malaysia? Like people are aware, they like to do more gym or more park yoga. What have you observed and seen?
For fitness, there's to me when I first came over here to Malaysia, right? I think there was a big contrast in terms of like the lifestyle itself. So Australia is very popular when it comes to like sports or being active. It's actually fairly normal. Like you're trained as a at a young age to make sure that you have uh, some sort of sports that you do, or you're physically active, right? Whether it be going down to the beach for runs, or swimming, or surfing. We Australia is also another fellow cricketer country.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Recently,
we
congratulations, you recently won the World Cup.
thank you, thank you. So we do play a lot of sports, right? So but after coming over here to Malaysia, it's not to say that it's not Malaysians aren't active, but I think it's not part of the lifestyle. So
Hmm.
you see you see people do go to the gym, you do see people going to um, you know playing sports and whatnot, but it's not like a lifestyle. So I think a lot of people, there's a segment, maybe I'll say probably only 50% of the people are actually active over here in Malaysia. Whereas the other, when I say active, right, I mean like anything. Like it could be gym, it could be hiking, it could be going for yoga, like yoga, swimming, all that stuff, right, on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
So I will call that active. Whereas I would dare say, and the other 50% are more um, less inclined to do those things, maybe on a more occasional basis. So maybe once a month they might do something like go play soccer, or once a month they may play badminton,
Okay.
so, something
Not
along those lines. So
that much of it.
not in the,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Okay.
you won't see it as much like a regular thing, like it's not part of their life kind of. Yeah.
And do personal trainers, nutritionists earn well there? Like, do they do good?
I believe so. I mean, on a like for a regular PT, if you're doing well, you
Mhm.
can probably make quite a decent living.
Mhm.
I'm not going to compare it to Australia. I think it's not a good comparison. However, I do believe that it is a fairly decent amount to live off if you're a good trainer. Yeah,
Oh, nice. That's nice.
yeah.
Because I have some clients in Hong Kong, Thailand, and China as well. So they tell me that in Hong Kong, the PT trainers, the trainers and nutritionists earn like anything. Like because Hong Kong, a lot of people who are you can say high income group people live over there. So and they
Hmm.
are like very enthusiastic towards fitness. So
Yep.
they pay well also to people who are
Correct. Correct.
qualified and have knowledge, right?
Correct. Correct. I agree with the same sentiment over here in Malaysia. I think if you're earning quite a fair bit, then you're more willing to pay for a higher level personal trainer.
Hmm.
So, for example, like Hong Kong, you can probably get like a $3,000 USD dollar per hour trainer if you are some celebrity,
Okay.
right? Yeah, I mean, like it's the same thing over here. Like if you're really good, you can probably train celebrities at a much higher rate
Oh, okay.
compared to, yeah. But that's like 1 hour, of, like,
Hmm.
1,000 trainers kind of thing.
Yeah,
So it's not every day.
they right. Same as in
Yeah.
India, it's like the awareness is there, especially after COVID, and people of India were always doing something or the other, like yoga and walking things and all, even in the
Mm.
village side also. But yeah, the actual strength training thing started post COVID. It really increased, and
Mm.
trainers also got certified. They are inclined towards gaining knowledge. But yes, the
Mm.
situation is like you can say same because
Mm.
only few trainers are earning good, but other trainers, if you have done the basic salary is very low here.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that I know and knew also, they have quit being a trainer. They have started doing something else, and it's saddening to
Yeah.
see because
Yeah.
it's a general conception worldwide. I have had a word with other, even our classmates also. I have few podcasts with them, so they told that generally people's perception of hiring a good trainer is based on their looks, how they look. If they have like six pack abs, no, the knowledge is secondary. But that's what the awareness should come in the people that okay, if he's looking good, healthy, fit, that's fine, but they should also have a conversation about few things, their goals, their needs, to
Yep.
have a overview of the knowledge of that particular fitness in individual, right? So they can
Correct.
judge how much knowledge he has.
Correct.
So that's the
Yeah.
scenario.
I yeah. I agree. I agree. I think like most people's perception is going to be like, okay, does this personal trainer look good? Do they look healthy, right?
Mm.
And it's something that we really can't get away with. Like, as much as we know, it's kind of like doctors. Doctors may know a lot, but they can still smoke and not exercise as well, right?
Right.
You also have trainers that may not necessarily want to eat healthy, but they could be very knowledgeable, right?
Mm.
They know that they shouldn't be doing a lot of these things, but
Mm.
maybe they just don't care about it as much. Okay, so in terms of vanity, it's not a big deal to them. But I agree. Like a lot of clients, they tend to look for trainers that look good.
Look
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So it's the
Mm.
scenario worldwide, not here only in India.
It's very, very hard to get away with it. Yeah.
And the second hammer is like this social media. Anybody is giving knowledge on nutrition. Anybody just coming out of nowhere is giving
Yep.
knowledge about exercise, and it's
Yep.
so sad to see. In India, we are having a law soon that will
Yeah.
prevent any influencer from spreading knowledge that he is not certified on. Like
Oh.
I am a traveler and I am giving knowledge about nutrition.
Yep.
So he can be behind bars for at least 6 months for uh, giving knowledge that he has no certification or credentials on. So that is a very good thing that
Oh.
the government is like it will be coming soon. I hope.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
That will definitely curb
very good.
a few of the outliers that don't really contribute much, but have a big voice. They have a big voice because people like them, but
Mm,
maybe their information isn't correct. So I think that would be good. Yeah.
yes. And as per your like you do skydiving and I really admire it takes a lot of heart to jump from the plane. uh,
You should definitely do it.
yes, I can see that. I can, I told you already that I feel goosebumps watching your video. Wow, I get a wow factor, but it's like really scary.
Yeah.
So how fitness helps you? Like you keep yourself fit. We are connected. I see your stories that you go to the
Yeah.
gym. How fitness helps you overall in your like skydiving thing?
Um, I wouldn't say fitness helps me much, but it definitely helps me in maintenance. So what I mean by that is that so for skydiving, there's a few factors. One is when, for example, cardiovascular system, right? If you have a poor cardiovascular system, it means that when you climb to higher altitude, you may not be able to take in enough oxygen, right, and process enough oxygen properly. So although we only climb up to like 14,000 feet, it's not very, very high. 15,000 is our limit,
Mm-hmm.
but it does help in that sense, right? You have less oxygen up there. So if you're healthy, then you'll be able to process it a lot better. Um, Second thing will be physically healthy in terms of like your joints, your muscles, because when you land,
Yeah.
sometimes the landing is quite high impact, right? A high impact landing. So what that means is that if your knees and your quads, they're not strong, then maybe like sometimes when you land, you may not land correctly. So you may trip or whatever. So these are just some of the basic things, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a very, very, very healthy person to undertake skydiving. Almost
Mm-hmm.
anyone can do it. However, it is obviously good if you're not, extremely overweight. It is obviously good if you're somewhat healthy,
Yeah.
strong, to do these things. But it's not it's not a requirement to,
Okay.
let's put it that way. Yeah, it's
Okay.
not like, let's just say playing soccer or football, right? You need to have a strong cardiovascular system because you need to be sprinting all the time. If you're doing dancing, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing, let's just say strongman, you need to be strong.
Yeah.
Um, or if you want to do the Ironman
Mm-hmm.
marathon, like there's a lot of things that you can
Do.
train for it, yeah, and do. But the for skydiving, not so much. Just as long as you're not,
Even as a
on a bad.
professional.
I think at a professional level, right?
Core
You
training,
would need to.
the core.
You would.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the core part, the core region, the core muscle group.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you ever go to a drop zone, right? The drop zone is basically where skydiving happens.
Hmm.
If you go to a lot of the drop zone, especially early in the morning, you see a lot of the skydivers. What they'll do is they'll be stretching. So they'll be doing yoga, they'll be stretching, they'll be doing a bit of like Pilates, just to kind of warm up the body, just to get the body going, right? Because there is quite a fair bit of like impact, like especially when you're landing every single day. There's
Hmm.
quite a fair bit of impact. I think the if you get to the professional level, what you're looking for is injury prevention.
Hmm.
So
Right.
an example would be like if you're landing and it's high impact and it's super fast, you want to have very strong ankles. You want to have, the flexibility, the agility to be able to move around faster.
Right.
Um, but if you're very stiff and just a little trip, like I've done this many times as well, a little trip, and then next minute you're rolling on the ground and then you're hurting yourself already
Right.
because maybe you're not agile enough to outrun it, or maybe you're not agile enough to balance yourself back up again once you hit a little hole or something like that.
Okay.
And I think the other part that at least it helped me, right, was I had a little accident on one of my landings. So I landed very, very, very fast, and I couldn't run. So I couldn't run fast enough. So I tripped, and then I sprained my ankle, and I like
Oh.
was flipping on the ground for a few times. So I couldn't really walk properly for maybe a few weeks. But the good thing about training, right, is because I know a little bit about rehab training as well,
Mhm.
I could help myself recover a lot faster.
Okay.
So to be able to get back and just start jumping again was a lot easier for me, only because I knew what to do to get myself, my ankle better again, to get my muscle stronger again, to support my weight, all that stuff. Like I knew
Hmm.
what to do,
I
which
hope
meant that my
you're
recovery
good now.
was
And
faster. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah,
That's nice. So overall, what I got is, so your core should be strong, and your cardiovascular fitness should be to the point. If you are doing it again and again, but if you just want to try it, there's no fitness or some bar. If you just want to try it once, then it's fine. But if you want, like for a person like you, there's some requirement to keep yourself fit for the things, upcoming things. That's nice.
correct,
And
correct.
what
Yeah.
how is like uh, are you using any supplements right now?
Oh, a lot. I use a lot.
What do you
I
think
use a lot.
as a fitness professional also? What do you think are few basic supplement that any fit person can consume?
Any fit
I mean,
or
a person
anyone.
who is not having any disease, any kind of health issues in a general age of
Okay.
20 to 45, I can say, general population.
I think protein.
Yeah, me too.
Protein would be number one.
Yeah.
I will say protein, right? And why I say protein is because I I believe protein is one of those things that we are all under eating.
Mm-hmm.
We are all under eating. So what? And especially when we get older, protein like protein intake, protein synthesis is a lot slower. So you don't get the process as much, and a lot of people just don't eat enough protein in general. I believe, like
This
one
refined carbohydrate world.
correct,
I'm
correct.
not
So
against carbs, but yeah, protein
uh,
is. I'm not against carbohydrates, but yes, protein
Yeah,
intake in general diet of overall world population is quite low.
yeah, yeah. Even just on maintenance level, right? We're not talking about bodybuilders. We're not talking about like,
Right.
you're trying to be an athlete or anything like that. Just in general,
Hmm.
I believe like most people will take, one or two bowls of rice, some vegetables, and then like a few pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
It's maybe an egg, but it's not enough, right? Like
Okay.
as a
So
meal, it's just not enough.
yes, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So one is whey protein, and any other you would like to suggest or tell
Uh, good fat,
with that?
good fat.
Like,
So I think fat.
yeah.
I think we're we're probably taking on a lot of really bad fat. Like
Hmm.
there's a lot of food out there, that will definitely contain fat content in it, right? But we're probably not eating enough like good fat, like for example, like omega 3, good fatty acid. We're just not taking enough, and I think I at least for me anyway, because I work in an office all the time.
Okay.
Vitamin D as well,
Vitamin.
because I just don't go outside enough, right? So I spend most of my time either in my home office or at the actual office, and then in between I'm inside the car, so I don't get enough direct sunlight on my skin. So I'm definitely not producing vitamin D,
Mhm.
and as a male, like vitamin D is definitely very crucial.
Right. Okay.
So I
Okay.
think at least those two things. What do you think? What's your
Thank
supplement
you for
like?
sharing. I think the same as whey protein, a good multivitamin. But you should, I think
Mm,
you should cycle the multivitamin. Yeah, like you are taking for 3 months. You should come off it for a month. Then you can start again.
mm,
Any
yeah,
normal sports multivitamin, whey
yeah,
protein multivitamin, and omega, especially
okay,
omega
yeah,
three good fats. So I
yeah,
also go for the same. And if you want to increase the muscle mass, then you can use
yeah,
creatine and
correct.
caffeine
Mm.
also.
I take creatine as well.
Ah,
Mostly for to increase the creatine in my brain, for
okay.
the mitochondria in my brain.
Mhm.
For not really so much for muscle building. I'm not trying to build more muscle anymore. If I can maintain the same level as I age,
Mhm.
I'm happy. But I'm not trying to increase it. But I use it mostly for brain purposes. I believe like there's a lot of research paper out there that
Yeah,
suggests that it definitely helps, or like um, for brain activity, to boost brain activity. So I like that idea.
nice.
Mm.
And then it's good also.
Mm.
Okay. So, Roger, when are you coming to India?
I don't know. I have no idea. Like,
We are very
to be
near.
honest, a lot. Huh?
We are very
Sorry.
near. We are very
I
near.
know. I know. I know we're very near. I know we're very near. To
Yeah.
be honest, like all my friends have been asking me to go travel like to different countries and whatnot. And this is my honest answer, right? To everyone that asks me to go anywhere. If I can go anywhere in terms of time and money,
Uh-huh.
I will always go and skydive.
Okay. Okay. That's nice.
So if I have money, if I have time to travel, my number one thing has always, at least in the last year or so, or the last few years, if I can go anywhere, I'm going to skydive.
Okay.
That's my number one thing.
We also have skydiving
So,
here started, but it's about 8,000, 8 or 9,000 feet, not too high, 8 or 9,000
yeah,
here. It's
yeah,
recently started like previous year.
yeah. But I'd
Or
love to. If I can, I would love to visit you. I've
surely,
never been in that region, so it will definitely be an experience to me. So I'll definitely love to see what it's like.
you're most
Yeah.
welcome here and at my house also. Okay, so Roger, thank you for your time. One more
Thank
thing I'd
you.
like to ask is how do you think, like even in Australia, or
Mm.
Malaysia, and you have many friends across the globe. So, what is your take on fitness? Like as you said that in Malaysia, it's not a part of lifestyle of people. Same, I can say is in India, and I can also say it is the same in many various countries. Maybe in
Yeah.
sorry, maybe in Thailand or maybe in Sri Lanka, maybe like all the Asian countries and other countries as well. Like it is a
Yeah.
part of their life in Australia, US. Fitness is part of their daily routine. They do something or the other for their fitness.
Hmm.
They are more inclined towards that.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
what is your take? Like, is it really that important, or just doing some stuff weekly? What do you think? Like the definition of
I
fitness,
think it's
but
I think it's very important.
yeah,
I think it's very important that you do something on a weekly basis that challenges your
mm,
cardiovascular system
yeah,
and also your muscle group, like your major muscle group.
medium muscle group.
You don't need to build a lot of muscles to, you don't need to be a bodybuilder. You don't need to do anything, right? As long as you're challenging your body
Mm-hmm.
to adapt, I think it's good. And as I'm only saying this as someone that just turned 35, right? But
Right.
as we get older,
It's
we're gonna
important.
lose a lot of muscle. We're gonna lose a lot of functions within our body, and if you don't use it, then you lose it.
Like
So you,
fitness is
it's very important to make sure you use it.
right. I completely agree. And looking at what things we eat more refined things nowadays. Apart
Correct.
from whole foods and on the go, we eat like fast food on the go. We are busy. People
Yeah.
skip breakfast. Even sometimes I myself skip breakfast due
Mm.
to time issues. So in this fast forward life, at least the least thing we can do is something for our bodies, keep ourselves fit at least twice or thrice a week.
Yeah. 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 I
Just
mean,
to,
if you can't do, two times or three times, just do one time, like at least one time a week.
at
Like,
least start from one time.
yeah, correct, correct. Like, I work with the idea that just start once.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, then there's something there that needs to be changed. Your life needs to change, right, dramatically. Because if you can't do 1 hour a week
Mm-hmm.
on doing something physical,
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to change your lifestyle already.
Right.
Like, so that's why, like, just start once a week, 1 hour, 1 hour once a week. You know, I think
Right.
that's good,
Nice.
better
That
than nothing.
at least better than nothing. Yeah. Right. Recently, I had a podcast with one of my friends, Mr. Mohit.
Mm,
He's also very knowledgeable player, knowledgeable person, and he trains athletes also. The
mm.
wushu athletes he trains. So we were just
Oh,
having
okay.
a word about fitness in ancient times, even in India and
Oh,
world. So
yeah,
when there was a war or a fight between two kingdoms, just
yeah,
imagine that they were not doing 10 sets of 15 reps or three
correct.
sets, no German volume training, no this training. Like they
Yeah,
were continuously
yeah,
fighting. They were like for hours
correct,
from sunrise
correct,
till sunset. They are like fighting. If
correct.
they stop, they are gone. So how
Yes,
they
correct.
need to practice for it every day for 6 to 8 hours. Like some we talked had a word about some Indian kings. They used
Yeah,
to practice every day for 6 to 8 hours every day. The
yeah,
swordsmanship, the javelin, the many things. So
mm,
fitness was already there, but as I can say evolution was there of
mm,
every country. We just put it aside and aside.
correct, correct,
We got more lazy with the food habits, and like
correct.
nowadays there is a lot of trend on the internet. No, that you eat carbs, you get fat, you eat sugar. I
Yeah,
say if you are if a person is not drinking water at all, and if I
Hmm.
add some sugar, like say in 1 liter water, if I add 10 grams of sugar just to make him drink that 1 liter, I don't think it is bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
having XYZ soda, sugar soda for like 3, 4, 5 cans a day, that is bad. But
yeah,
sugar is not bad, and carbs are not bad, not evil if you consume them. But most of the carbs we are eating are refined and high in glycemic index. That is the main issue.
yeah.
As you said, we
Correct.
are low on the protein thing. We don't consume that
Yeah,
kind of protein.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you as well. Like, I don't care if you're eating shit, right? I think if you
Nah.
can do 1 week of exercise and then just create like really good habits for yourself. Like after you eat, just go for like a 5 minute walk. Just walk around in the office.
All right,
I think
right.
that's good already. Like that's better than nothing. Like
Better
it
than
really,
exactly.
it doesn't have to be drastic changes. Like I'm going to cut out sugar forever. I'm going to stop eating carbs. I'm going to eat just chicken breast, plain boiled chicken breast. It doesn't have to be like that. Just start off with simple things like, once a week, just go to the gym for 1 hour or, just go for a walk after a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Simple things. I
Right.
think like once you build up the habit, then if when it becomes your life, your habits, your lifestyle, then you can adapt more like I guess more
Healthy
drastic
habits.
changes. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, more habits as well. Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah.
So thank you, Roger. Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we'll connect soon also.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Ankit. Like, you're always welcome here in Malaysia as well if you decide to fly down, or maybe you can fly down to Thailand as well with me and go skydiving there.
Sure, sure. I'm planning actually to go somewhere or the other for a short trip.
Yeah.
I'll consider that. I'll have a word with you on that. Thank you, Roger, and have a very good day.
Yes. You too. You too. Thanks for having me.